Yo, what's good? It's your girl, Mossie here with my people here, Grind It Up podcast, holding it down.
That's it.
Anything else?
That's it.
Podcast will start in.
Run it up. We're chasing all the lights all day, every night. Hustle till we get it right. Aiming for the moon, show the stars fly by. Don't sleep, don't sign, gotta reach for the sky. Run it up, run it up. We're chasing all the lights all day, every night. Hustle till we get it right. Aiming for the moon, show the stars fly by. Don't sleep, don't sign, gotta reach for the sky. Run it up, run it up.
Welcome to the Grind It Up podcast. Today we have a published author and entrepreneur, the one and only Mossie Cason.
Yo, what's good? How y'all doing tonight?
We appreciate you coming on the show. Before we started filming, if you're tuned into Coffee, you can check us out. We were talking about all this great connection of full circle. Like, I know you're a videographer. Shout out to Devious. He's amazing. Like, we all know each other some way or some way.
Shout out to my family, Beast Up Films.
Yes.
He's a pioneer. He's a legend. I ain't gonna just say local travels. You know what I mean? And I love when like-minded legends can come together and do great things. Exactly. And stay tuned because we got more. I got stuff that haven't even launched yet that we done did that's getting ready to launch. So stay tuned.
Wonderful thing. So the reason you're on the show is because you have this awesome book. It just came out. Tell us about it.
Okay, y'all. So my book,
No More Hiding
My Pain. It's my memoir through poetry, and pretty much it's self-explanatory. I'm a poet. I've been a spoken word artist. Well, I've been writing poetry since like the 7th grade, but spoken word artist since I was about 18. And I was always a person that came off like a maybe strong or aggressive, and I needed to find my niche, how I can just tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I got into poetry. And when I tell you I got books on top of books, on this actually book I felt like should have came out 20 years ago. Just because the poems. I mean, I could have took it back. Actually, the next book, I'm taking it back further, like 98.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but there's poems from 2009 to present. And y'all, go to Amazon right now, put in that search, and it's top release in Black and African-American poetry.
Okay.
Like, I feel good about that. We got about 60 sales right now. It's only been like, 5 days.
Hey,
Like so it's doing good. And like, I haven't really only been just word of mouth, social media. But Amazon, No More Hiding My Pain, my memoir through poetry. Everything in here is real. Everything is experience, no fiction. My testimony. And like I tell people, if you don't want to hear the truth, this book may not be for you. No, for real. I mean, like, of course I wrote it and I've read it plenty of times, but the other night I had a opportunity to read it again. And there's poems in here that still make me cry, going back to the moments, because it's going back to that year. See, I say my poetry is my protest. Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna see me outside and with a sign. I've been there. I did that before. But really, my poetry have become my protest because it's real events that occurred in this book. I mean, events from 2009 to present, whether it was personal or it was global in the news. You know what I mean? So I'm actually taking my readers through there pretty much. Like, every poem has a journal entry. Like, there's been times where I've read poetry and I'm just like, I hear what you're talking about. I feel like I know an emotion because everybody's different. I could read a happy poem and it might be sad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I break it down with the poem, what I was experiencing, my emotions, what I was going through, my anger, my pain, my happiness, you know? Mm-hmm. So I don't leave my readers guessing. And it's not a hard read. Like, everybody, people have been hitting me like, girl, I finished this book, or I can't put it down. I'm still chewing on it. Like, you know what I mean? So that make me feel good. And like I said, if you don't really want the truth, it's probably not for you.
So this book reminds me of like, it's almost like your written version of an album, because it's music, but it's just in written form. It's poetry. What got you to the point of like, I'm going to do a book instead of an album?
That's what I was about to.
That is a great question, because like I said, I'm a spoken word artist. I go to stages, the speakeasies, the open mics, the poetry lounges. Mm-hmm. I mean, in LA, in Houston, when I left LA and I moved to Houston, it's legendary poets that walk among us in Houston. I mean, like they had this movement, and that's exactly where I needed to be at the time. They had a movement called Poetry Must Die. No, Poetry, excuse me, Poetry or Die. And the poets actually, the teachers went on strike. They had no teachers for the kids, and the poets stepped up and taught the kids, and like making this book, and it's different. It's different. I'm a stage poet. Like it was different when I get in the studio record. I'm like, man, I got the headphones on. So I was like, you know what? I want to give somebody something to read. And when I sat there and read my words, I was like, wow, I can hear my voice doing it because a lot of these poems I perform. So I just wanted something tangible for somebody to sit back, read, because there's a lot of readers out there still. A lot of people
absolutely
go in the Barnes and Nobles, go into the bookstores and pick up a book. And I wanted something that somebody can have forever on a shelf. And that once they're done, they're going to keep it there, pick it back up and reread it. So yeah, it's completely different.
Okay.
But I always knew I was going to do it. That was on the bucket list. Like, got to get the poetry book out. So.
You have what I call amazing first impression energy. I don't know if you've heard that before. But in just listening to you in the time that you've been here, even before we started this, and then listening to you detail the journey of how you came to do the book, do you feel there are any pieces in there or anything that you put in there that you couldn't bring yourself to verbalize to people, but it was a lot easier to put it in the book?
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been times, and I'm gonna use this as an example. It's been times where I always try to like set the tone, or if I'm going to perform, I'll look at the audience, you know what I'm saying, and see which poem I'm gonna say, because sometimes things go over people's head. So I'm thinking like, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in writing. So regardless, however I'm coming off and I'm spitting, they'll be able to read this. So for sure, like there's been times where poems go over certain people's head, and I had to learn to, read the room and see what's best for that night. You know what I'm saying? So by writing this book, I didn't have to think that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do I gotta read the tone? Maybe the reader. I didn't care really. You're gonna pick this book up, you're gonna read it. That's why I said, back to what I said, if you can't take certain truths, don't pick it up.
Right.
But anybody know me, I'm that one be like, Mossie, you said it, now it's not happening. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. If I said it, and then like I got a saying in my book, in the back of the book. It was something, we all remember when Lil Wayne said he was the best rapper alive.
Yeah.
But we believed him during that time.
Not me.
I did. I believed.
We get your point.
I believed him. Wayne, back in the day, old Wayne was my favorite rapper. But he said something, because at the same time, before he was my favorite rapper, I wanted to be a battle rapper like Murder Mook.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to be a battle rapper. But once I found out that I was sensitive and I probably want to fight, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to be a spoken word artist. Okay. But he said something, because I remember Murder Mook, he kept on wanting to battle Lil Wayne. And somebody caught Lil Wayne walking, and Lil Wayne said, well, how much I'm getting paid for this? And he said something that resonated with me, and I still think about. He said, I don't waste rap. And when he said that, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. But me, I don't waste poetry. I can't sit up and I'm not that poet that sit up all day and write poetry, because I've learned it a long time ago at a young age that the power of words, the power of manifestation. One time I tried a poem that didn't really relate to me, that maybe I thought somebody could relate to. It happened to me. So I can't waste the poetry.
No doubt, man.
No doubt.
Much respect. So that brings me to a question.
He's got a question.
So I guess years ago you performed this. I'm not sure if you performed this in LA, but the poem was called "I Am Woman and You Are Man."
Oh wow. That's funny that you said
I
that.
told you he was gonna get in and find some stuff.
I wrote that poem probably like in middle school, leading to high school.
Really?
Yes. And it's crazy that you said that, because I was just spitting that the other day. Like, I'm like, you want to hear a poem? I said, this poem sounds like I could have wrote it yesterday. Woo. But yeah, I wrote that poem. Look, I was
middle school.
Yes. I was a hopeless romantic. Okay. Yeah, that's why if you look in the book, if you open that book up and you look from the beginning, early years, I talked about love here and there. And then I just got sick and tired being sick and tired. And then after that, it was this activism. It was my protest.
Yeah, the opening line was like, I'm looking for poetic justice or something like that.
I was like, poetic justice is something I think I need.
Yeah.
Yes. And that poem was like a love poem, but at the same time, I'm like snapping. Like, it's like I'm going back and forth with the love. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to love, but and then I got a song. If you actually Google Bossy Mossie, I got an old SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I got some stuff called Love, No One. And so, and then I had like a lot of my poems when I'm on stage, I got singers behind it. So I'm saying something and I got the singers behind it on certain ones. But that poem was about woman and man. They're two different creatures. It's kind of remind me of, what is it? Is it Venus or men from Mars, women from Venus?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, that's it.
something like that.
Something
You
like
get what I'm talking about. So it was kind of like because I'm talking about a woman and talking about a man. It's just like, but I'm different. I'm a woman. So I get why I'm feeling like this. And I'm discovering why you feeling like this. Because we're two different creatures, but I know we're supposed to be together. But you know what? I'm just like, F it. It is what it is.
So you like the truth, right? And in your opinion, you can be political with it.
Okay.
What is a woman?
Oh, good question. A woman who's standing on her own. She can hold it down. I can just say this because how I was raised by the woman that raised me. And my book is dedicated to my mama. She passed in 23.
Okay. All right.
So the woman that raised me, you know, she taught me respect, morals. She taught me how to not put too much on my plate where I can be able to handle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's cool for somebody to do something for me. You know what I'm saying? But she taught me how to hold it down. She taught me to be strong and brave. She taught me love, nurturing, caring, standing on business when times permit. She showed me what a real, if you choose to have mother, not saying that's what a woman makes a woman, but my mother had 5 kids, so she taught me how to be a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the only mom I knew. Patience. She always gave me a choice. Because my mother, she was an evangelist. She was a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and so she was. And so she always gave us a choice like the Lord gave a choice in the Bible. He always gave us a choice. He didn't force anything on it. She always gave me a scripture. So to me, a woman is caring, patience, stand on business. I say stand on business and can handle theirs because regardless if I have anybody, I got to have my own
Right.
self.
No doubt.
I got me. As long as I can look myself every day in the mirror and be confident with the choices that I'm making, that's the woman I am. I can't speak for everybody, but the woman I am moving forward. Mm-hmm. The woman I am continue to reinvent. I continue to reinvent myself, you know, just moving forward, being real with myself, nurturing, loving, handling my business, loving minds.
That's amazing.
You know, and that's my answer because I can't think about all the women.
Right.
This is the woman I am.
Right.
So since the interview is about who Bossy Mossie, no more hiding my pain. This is the woman I am. I'm telling y'all about me. And caring and respectful and just handling my business.
So tell me,
that was a good question. I see you.
He always got the best questions.
Oh my, okay. Well, you know, it was crazy because I was thinking about what's some eyeball questions that somebody might throw at me. Not eyeball, but just like, ooh, that was a good one.
So in that book,
yes,
if you were to read one poem to us, what's your favorite one? I know you probably got a lot of them in there, but give us one so the audience can get a hint of the product you're putting out there, the quality.
Oh my goodness, that's good too. Okay. There is a lot of great poems in here. But for me right now at this season, at this moment, it would be I Am the Truth.
Okay.
And I wrote this in 2018. And it's just really like, I felt like, I was feeling like you only can be humble for so much until somebody started really not realizing who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I was raised, my mother was a preacher, and I never flaunted. I never been that sedity. Like, if you knew me way back when, I was never that broad. Like, the typical stereotype of a light-skinned girl, that was not me. My mother is a Black woman. She raised me. My father, he's Mexican, but my mother raised me. But in this poem, I kind of like, actually, I ain't gonna say kind of popped my shit a little bit. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
But I cuss like a sailor, but I'm gonna hold it down. But I popped my shit to the shrimp because I felt like it needed to be popped. Because at the end of the day, you still gotta look that same mirror I was saying. You gotta look yourself and you gotta still know you the truth.
Yeah.
And that poem right there really like, but my poems are timeless. You know how you can put on an old R&B song and back from the 90s and you can listen to them. You was like, yes, my poems are really timeless because I went back and pulled that poem out around a time where I feel like, yo, you know, there's only so much where I can just, y'all starting to get on my nerves out here.
You about to speak.
And you know what? Like, I don't know if you, like, y'all was coming, but so the poem I Am the Truth, just because it's a reminder. It's an affirmation. You know what I'm saying? Who I am.
Give us a piece of it. Let us know what it's about. Give us a freebie. Get these people hooked.
Okay. The night the stars aligned with the moon was pure destiny. The power of the tongue is like a rocket orbiting into outer space, solar gravity. Law of attraction, so magnetically, aspirations of my dreams is manifesting. No reverie. Seeds planted for ancestral longevity. I speak this into existence. Touch not my anointed child is more than a biblical scripture, no figment of imagination. The Creator got creative when he created who stands before you, for I am the truth. Blueprints in the form of a Rubik's Cube. You get caught in the illusion that you can duplicate and master certain strategies. Put an X behind my alias that represents the unknown tribe of my Blaxican ancestors. That's two different races, two tribes that was robbed during slavery. I am molded perfectly, mocked on purposely. I live out loud. Come to your city in the middle of a drought. I observe as this essence rains out. They say his secrets and his proof. For I am the proof and the truth. But excuse me. But when you read it in the book, you wouldn't know that. That's why I said, even after I read, I'm like, I'm coming with the visuals next, because you wouldn't get that in the book. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're going to read it. You're going to see, okay, but you got to really see, because I'm a spoken word artist, you got to really see me up there doing it.
We got to see the emotion coming out of it.
You got to really see it. Yeah. So, and excuse me, y'all, normally I don't be in poems, but yeah, so I knew that was coming too.
Well, look, this is home here. I know you do a lot of moving around, but you welcome to bring your ass through whatever, say, you know. Yeah.
I have a question. Now, you did mention your father was Mexican. Do you speak that native tongue?
Not fluent. No, I don't.
You can speak it. You can understand it a little bit?
Just a tad bit. I mean, I would, like, my mother raised me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the only girl out of 4 boys. And so my mother, she was Black, and my mother raised me. So, I mean, I know who my daddy, actually my daddy coming to see me. He coming this weekend, but no, shout out to my daddy. Shout out to the Ornellises. Yes, they out in California. And and I have a relationship with them, but my mother, she raised me. And so, for a long time, I always knew I was mixed, but my mother definitely, that's where a lot of my culture comes from, is my mother's side.
So did you do that little when the kid turned like 16, what you call that?
Kinsey.
I can't even.
I know, me either. Look. No, I did not. No, because my mother raised me. You know. So Kinsey, something like that. No, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah. So I have a question. So you on your social media, you stated Grandmama Rose. She taught you one thing, you know, and that's being still. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. What else did Grandmama Rose teach you?
To run for my life. And what that means is, like, my grandma was a prophetess. She was a preacher too, because in one of my poems, I say 5 generations of truth, women in the pulpit more than just housewives. So it was my mama, her mama, her mama, her mama. Like, I'm supposed to be in somebody's church. I'm just saying, it's the covenant, it's the bloodline that I come from backs. It's not a secret. Anybody know, my people knew and knows. And so to run for my life, to faith. my grandma taught faith.
Okay.
When I tell you taught it, the faith, she taught me faith. She taught me to run for my life, meaning that I know I need to be in somebody's church because I know the gifts that I inherited it as well. But that faith and to run for my life to make sure, I need to be sometimes we know what we need to be doing. Mm-hmm. And it's just up to us, that decision to go ahead and hop on board with it. But I know at the end of the day, I'm a be, if it ain't in somebody's church, I'm gonna be in that anointing. That's already part of that I'm ordained to have.
No
yes,
doubt.
And that's a fact.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Grandma Rose, rest in peace. And if you see the rose, if you see the rose, y'all. Okay, so I dedicated this book to my mother. My mama passed in 2023, but my Grandma Rose passed in 2022, and that was her mom.
Oh, wow.
And so while I was grieving my grandma, my mom had passed. And so I was like, when I was thinking about my book cover, it took me a long time to get my book cover together, but I finally got it out. I said, I want a rose growing out the concrete. Mm-hmm. I said, but I want a rose with thorns, and I wanted dripping blood.
Yeah.
But the rose idea came from my Grandma Rose. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, my grandma was my best friend. Like, Grandma Rose, shout out Grandma Rose.
Shout out.
But, and like, if you read the book, a few poems, I say Rose said, or my mama said, or just like, yeah, wait till y'all see the next one that's coming. That's a grieving, it's all about them two.
Well, I think you kind of answered what I was about to ask. I was going to say that you just said that one of your poems kind of, excuse me for a second, details you flexing your muscle, popping your collar a little bit, displaying your confidence. But based on the title alone, is there anything in there that details your lowest point at that time?
Ooh, in the back of the book was one thing about life is up and down. Mm-hmm. We all go through the motions. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us get back up, the ones who don't get back up. Okay. So I feel like, my motions from 2009 to present, I feel like my lowest point, y'all, honestly, was after I lost my mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrong. See, we lose parents and we lose people. That's a part of life. But, and like on some of my lives, I say, we don't talk about the crash out, Mm-hmm. See, there's crash outs when you're 16 and being rebellious, and then maybe when you go into college, you like, wilding out. But when I lost my mom, I feel like that was my lowest point.
Yeah.
That was my lowest point for me because it was my mom. Like, She had me. She loved me for free. She was my biggest fan. I'm the only girl out of 4 boys. It's like we all had great relationship with my mama, but I can only talk about mine right now. Like, it's crazy that every poem in this book, before she passed, I would write a poem all my life, and I say, "Mama, I'm calling you. How'd it sound?" And she was the one that said, "I think it's missing something." Nah, Whammy, it's missing. That's my nickname, Whammy. Whammy, it's missing something. And so, all right, I call you back. Oh, that's it. Yes. And that's when I knew that it was ready. So every poem in this book from 2009, my mama passed at 23.
Wow.
And I stopped the last poem at 23 because it was the essential, it was the crash out after that. Like, one of the hardest things I ever went through in my life. Being grown in my grown age, one of the hardest things I ever experienced. Like the drinks poured, the blackouts, the mean and hatefulness, the not understanding. And then going through the divorce or the separation with my kid's father, it was like, maybe that could have probably brought us back together, but I was alone. And mentally.
Yeah.
Mentally. And then my faith. Being raised in the church, being raised on faith, I had lost my faith almost. Because why? You know what I'm saying? It's people doing all type of things. Why my mama never got better? So yeah, I feel like in the end, at the last poem of my mom was the ascension of me really just telling my truth. No more hiding my pain. You know what I'm saying? So like, it got to come out anyways. Let's let it out.
I know. I was just gonna say, don't lose your thought. I know losing a parent is different for everyone. I lost my mom in 22.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And I've been walking my journey as well. But you put a smile on my face when you said that you would call her and let her hear your pieces. And I damn near laughed because when I would write verses, I do the same thing with my mom. Of all the people I could call, and I'm talking about verses clean or with curse. Well, my mother's I'm an only child, so my mother was always supportive of any aspect of music. Absolutely, number one fan. Mama, listen to this. Tell me what you think.
Yes.
This line right here. Should I say it this way or say it this way? Always, and so that just made me light up when you said that.
Yeah, and so all the poems she heard and she approved of, and even it's a poem called Stored Prayers in the book, and that was about my grandma in 22. And I actually, before my grandma passed, I read that one to my grandma. She was like, oh, I like it. And she was there sick, but she liked it. But my mama didn't get to hear that one because this is the poem that I had to read at her homegoing. And so I was just like, and me writing that poem, I battled. I said, Mama, I ain't even got you here to write, to listen, to tell me.
Yeah.
How does this sound? Yeah. But God really worked it out. He did really work it out because how do you write? How do I even write something like this right now? Like, it was terrible, but it was a good piece. But you know what I mean? It was
definitely.
It was rough, y'all.
How did you decide? Yeah, I'm assuming you have an editor as well, but how do y'all decide what doesn't make the book? Let's put it that way.
So shout out to my editor, which is my brother, Paul Baker. And it's crazy because it's funny. Okay, I'm going to answer that. But it's funny because, like I said, I felt like this book, I was planning to publish this book 20 years ago. And of course, a lot of the poems wouldn't have made the cut. But I had other poems from like 2008 on up would have been in the book. But, my brother just edited poems. I didn't go to my brother and say, okay, what's going to make the cut? All of them making the cut. That's why I said, if you like the truth, if you don't like the truth, this might not be for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? No, this is when I say no more hiding my pain, baby, I ain't sugarcoating nothing up in here. I'm telling it like it is. And that's just the truth. Because I am the truth. You feel me? So I came the way I came how I wanted to. Yeah. But I'm being realistic. He was like, wait a minute, it was some things that I had to clean up. Like he was like, you need to get this, like, what is this? But yeah, but I made it work. So yeah, I made it work. But yeah,
we can't say that.
He was like, what does this even mean? I'm like, well, it means that. He was like, well, you need right. So
are there any poems in there where some of your friends or family read it and they're like, your ass talking about me?
Honestly, no.
Oh, that's good.
Honestly, no.
No drilling.
Yeah. No casualties.
I got a poem called Pastimes where I wrote it. I forget what year that was in, but that's actually, and that wasn't even an old poem. Pastimes was written in 2018, but I was taking it back to I was in high school. Yeah. So like I said, like I was raised originally from Madison, went to high school in Belleville. And so I just started reminiscing on my high school years, pastimes, just riding around in a car, got nowhere to go, but we everywhere. Freestyling, like smoking at my homegirl mama house. We got a towel underneath the door. And we freestyling geeked up. You know what I'm saying? Going down to East St. Louis to Edgemont, going to Old Shannon's, the drive-in liquor store. And then I was like, to purchase some blue sky. And then I said, or was it sky blue? And I'm like, you know what? Wasn't tripping because they never carded you. Back when having an ass was the shit. And natural breasts was envied and appreciated. When hoes was hated, not adored. When educated ones weren't ignored. See, I was the friend that always had a curfew. So I was like, that curfew was a mother sucker. Words to my mother. Ooh, she didn't play. So, yeah, I'm taking it back. And I did mention people in that poem. But honestly, a lot of my poems is like when I, like I said, I left when I was 19. Mm-hmm. So a lot of my poems is out in my journey. Like, I got a poem called Shantae, where she died in being in a diabetic coma. And
wow.
Like before people was calling people their twin, that was like my real twin. Like she was beautiful, fine, but she had diabetes and she liked to, hang out and stuff. But you can't do certain things or, having diabetes, your blood sugar, that's serious. And I loved her so much. Like, I brought her to St. Louis a few times. She was out in Houston a few times with me. And she ended up falling into a coma.
Okay.
And she was in it for a while. And then she just passed. She was like, I think she just, I don't know if they let her go or whatever the case may be. I wasn't there, but she had passed. And I had to, like, show her love. You know, like, when I tell you she was beautiful, she was like an Insta famous girl. Like she was beautiful. Shout out to rest in peace. Shout out to Shantae, her family.
Man,
it was.
Did she happen to go into this coma in her sleep? A lot of people, that their sugars dip so low.
I really don't know.
They can't get back
the real case. I don't want to start making things up, but I know she fell into a coma. And it was crazy because one day we were on the phone and she was in the hospital and she told me this. We were on Glide when Glide was popping, and she was falling asleep, like going to sleep, and I was like, Shantae.
Oh, she was crying.
And then she said this. The next day or later that night, I don't know. She said, "Girl, you was calling my name." She said, "The nurse and them told me I was about to fall into a coma." That's what she told me. And then years later, she ended up falling into one.
Wow.
Yes, and then she went under. So
bless her heart. That's one.
Yeah, rest in peace.
That's
my girl.
Constant maintenance thing, having to worry about your glucose levels constantly, whether you're giving too much or not enough, and not knowing when it drops. When it drops, you got to have a candy bar on.
That was all new to me. Like, that was my first time being around somebody who had diabetes. But she was a beautiful soul. Like, man.
Your health is crazy. Which lead me to a question.
We thought you'd never ask.
I gotta try to throw it in there.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so you don't have to answer because it is kind of personal. It is personal. So you had complications during the pregnancy with your firstborn.
Oh, he done did his research. Okay.
I asked that because we talking on that subject, and ladies might be going through the same thing.
So, like, my complications was like, I had both my kids at Mercy in St. Louis. And my first one was, I was supposed to be in the birthing center. I was supposed to have a natural birth. You know what I mean? And it didn't happen like that for me. I wanted a natural birth so bad. I dilated all the way probably up to like maybe 9. And then, like, I was in a very, very long labor, and where my son's heart had dropped. And then mine had dropped. And so we had emergency C-section. And I'm just happy that he came out healthy and we both are alive today. Okay, so that was the one, ZLW. Can I say some more?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay, so ZLW was when, and then after that, I was afraid, like, to have more kids, because I looked at that pregnancy, and even though each pregnancy is different, I was afraid to do it again.
Yeah.
But it's all about time, and I learned in my life. You know what I mean? A delay does not mean denial. It's all about time. And we can say what we want to do, but if it ain't time, it might not happen like it should, or it might not happen at all. But I feel like it was destiny where I was in the path of charity, doula being, charity midwife being, and so my second pregnancy, which is my poem called Zuri Rain, I had a doula, and she instilled in me my birthing rights, where I went from being afraid to not knowing my body. That woman guided me through the whole thing. And where I had a C-section my first pregnancy delivery, I had a vaginal natural birth my second. Okay. And like, huge shout out to Charity, Miss Charity Bean. Because, baby, I couldn't have done that without you. She's a legend. She's a pioneer around it. Like, let's talk about these living legends, okay?
Yeah.
Baby, let's talk about them living legends, okay? So, yeah.
So that leads me to another question. Is that woman, is she the reason you became a vaginal steam therapist?
Ooh, she's not the reason, but the reason why I became a vaginal steam therapist because after I had Zayd and I experienced postpartum depression and prolapse. And once I was researching how I wanted to heal naturally. I didn't want to like have surgery just to have more complications on top of complications. So I started researching like, universal natural remedies, herbs and stuff like that. He's good. Okay. And so when I came across vaginal steaming, I was like, okay. And so I'm like, let me get certified. But I wasn't going into it. I was only doing it for me. And as I got certified and I started taking the course and the classes and on the earth, I'm like, this can help other women. And like, look, a time was had, baby. I helped so many women around that time with vaginal steaming, Cupcake by Bossy.
Yeah, I was about to get to that.
You know how many people found my number online saying, y'all want a dozen of cupcakes? I said, baby, it's not that kind of cupcake, okay?
Right, yeah.
But so that's why I actually started that because of what I went through. And then I got certified. And I'm like, you know what? If I can help, if this helped me along my journey, I know it can help other women along theirs. And it really did. It did. Yes.
Now, there are some things women might be going through to where they can't do, where it might not be healthy for you. Can you explain that?
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yes. So there's hard contraindications with vaginal steaming. You know what I mean? There's what we call a mild setup and advanced setup. A mild setup is where, because sometimes depending on the client, I have all my clients fill out a intake form because I don't just say you get herbs and you get herbs. I actually have them fill out an intake form so I can see what's actually going on within their body. Mm-hmm. People have different things going on. Some people might be going through menopause. Some people might have an IUD. That means you can't steam because that thing inside your body. Mm-hmm. Or some people might have like yeast infections.
Cycle?
Huh? You can't do it on your menstrual cycle. Right. But actually with research, you couldn't have do it. Once upon a time, you couldn't have steamed if you were pregnant, but now you can actually do that. Mm. Yes, you can actually do that. I'm sure it's like a soft setup, but I haven't actually did that with no one being pregnant. But research wise, you can do that. But it's different things. So some people, depending on the client, less is best. Too much steam can be too much. Some people can get a advanced setup where it's 30 minutes and it's a hot plate, a pot, water, and then herbs. And they sit on a sauna, wooden, and I use 100% wood. I don't do plastic, y'all.
Awesome.
Because the toxins can go inside you. You don't want that. And then it's a mild setup where it's like just after you boil that pot on the stove or wherever you just use the steam, and that's just enough. I use a mild setup. That's too much. I use a mild setup. Yeah.
You don't have no poems written to that profession, do you?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
I do not. But hey, you never know. You never know in the future.
That's what's up.
That is what's up because you caught me off. What? But I love it. I love it. That's good.
So I can ask another question.
Yeah, we waiting on you.
What are your thoughts on like Kevin Samuels?
Kevin Samuels?
You know who that is?
I don't think I do.
Oh, so you don't even know
Brothers
who Godfather is.
Wait. I think I do. He wear glasses. Do he wear glasses?
Not sure if they prescription, but yes. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I'm going to keep it real with y'all because I ain't going to fake the fun. I haven't seen him a few videos here and there, but I ain't got into him like that. I seen some things and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'm not that person that sit up and watch a lot of TV, or I kind of like mind the business that, I know out of town, no out of bounds, stuff like that. I kind of like deal with what's in my, what I got to deal with. Like, if I'm going to do an interview, I'm going to research, I'm going to find out what I need to do, and then I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move accordingly in that way. I'm not just keeping up with, like when I was on the my radio show, The Devil's Advocate, I had a segment called This, That, and the Third. I was young. I was like maybe 23. And then it was my job to find out about who's and the next thing. But honestly, I couldn't really just tell you much about him. He said some things here and there, but I couldn't even really talk on him like I want.
Well, you unveiled it. I was going to tell our audience anyway.
I ain't gonna fake the fun.
As y'all can see, she is more than capable of carrying interviews and what have you. So, and
I couldn't really just.
I was about to ask you, what led to the LA part of your journey? How'd you?
What led me to LA is my daddy side, my Mexican family, my heritage out there.
Mm-hmm.
Also that I was saying I wanted to own. Okay, so quickly because I am a little long-winded. So
that's okay.
I was gonna have a magazine when I in high school. I wanted to write for Vibe and Source magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, by the time I became a senior, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have my own magazine. And at the time, it was a printing press. Okay, so I went off to college at Lane College, and I'm going to school for journalism. It wasn't until I moved to Atlanta because I kept on saying I was gonna have a magazine. Where I was in Atlanta, I was waitressing at a restaurant, and a couple from New York came in, and I was their waitress. They were a married couple. They were both lawyers, and so I'm their waitress, and they said, yeah, we're just in town for business. This, that, and the third. Our online magazine. I was like, this is in 2005.
Yeah.
I said online magazine. I didn't even know nothing about that. Is that really a thing? They was like, yeah, we have an online magazine. And I'm like, can you please tell me a little bit about it? They was like, yeah, we can go anywhere we want, and we don't really gotta be. It's really like, it was less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They just needed a website. They can update the information that they needed. And I was like, ding, 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 like light bulb, like light on. You know what I'm saying? No going out. You know how they try to grab it and go out? No, it didn't go out. Like, I kept that. So at that point, being their waitress, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have an online magazine. And they gave me that idea. And I'm like, thank you. Like, I was telling them I wanted a magazine, but they gave me that idea. So I was really appreciative for that information. Moving forward, it wasn't until 2008. Now, the plan was to always go to LA, but I was going to do my magazine. I'm like, I'm going to go out there, be with my family. I'm going to be around them because, like, I've been around my mom. You know what I'm saying? I've been around my mama's side. So I'm going to move to LA. I'm going to do it big. I'm going to have my online magazine. And whatever else I'm going to do, I'm going to make it happen. And so I moved to LA. I was around my Mexican family. Love it. And we all look alike, baby. I felt like Antoine Fisher. When I tell you in that dream he kept on having with all that family, look, it was like the dream. Like, I pulled up and I had like a car pulled up, a van, and all these Mexican cousins hopped out and ran towards me. And they were like in the dream, like Antoine's dream, you know what I'm saying? But it was real. And they were like, Mossie, and we all looked alike. You know what I mean? And I was out there. I had a shout out to my Uncle Benny. He's a famous Mexican film director, just won an award. You know what I'm saying?
All
he
right.
was my camera guy. My Uncle Ray, my uncle, man, he created my uncle created my website.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was good. So I moved to LA to be with my family, to live my dreams. Like everybody else is moving to LA. That was me. I'm moving there to hit it big, do my thing, be around the celebrities, interview them, because I like I told somebody, I said, since I've been a little girl, I remember watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Everybody watched it for the Turtles. I watched it for April O'Neil. I wanted to be a reporter.
Okay.
Facts. I want to be like her. I want to enter. So when I was, if you think about the things you did when you were younger, it actually tells a lot who you are today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was always a little girl going to stores with my mom and my granny, and I'm like, can you get me a tablet? Colorful stationery. I can remember before I even knew how to write, scribble scrabble, and playing Office. I wanted to play Office. You know what I mean? And then April O'Neil. So that was my thing, to be a anchor, an interviewer, or something of that, because I love conversations.
Okay.
I could sit down with anybody, you know what I'm saying, and have a good conversation. See, a good interviewer, you can sit down with anybody.
No doubt.
And talk about whatever, you know what I mean? And that exactly how it went. So moving to LA for me was just living out my dreams. And it's crazy because a lot of people in high school say, girl, you did everything you wanted to do. I'm not done yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm not done.
That's
because
right.
actually it was crazy how this book popped out. This book popped out like my second child, because didn't nobody know I had Zuri. So this book is here. But I mean, if you followed me and you knew I did poetry, it was just a matter of time.
So you talked about doing music as well. Was that running along with the poetry, or was this before the poetry?
I mean, it started. I mean, it is the poetry, because, like I said, I'm a spoken word artist, and I've been in the studio. It's crazy. A lot of these poems in this book, I was in the studio. I've recorded.
Okay.
And I recorded. So
Is your book coming?
I'm doing. I could do that, but I think I want to do like a visual, because at the same time, I'm a performer.
TikTok.
You need to
videos
really
all
see
day
the
long.
conviction. You need to see like the purpose. You need to see the emotions up there with it, because it's the experience. You know what I mean? It's the experience.
And you can.
Oh, wait. But I do want to say, please stay tuned for the one woman show that's going down at the Gaslight Theater. Yes, I'm having a one-woman show with the book.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Oh, yeah, the Gaslight
That's what's
Theater.
up.
Either you know or you don't know. And a lot of people don't know about this theater, but I had my daughter a baby shower there.
Yeah,
It's over there between like Grand. I don't know exactly where it is, but if you Google it, it's a cute little theater.
Shit, they get paint from me, so I know exactly.
It's a cute little theater. I had my baby shower there, and it was like her shower was not like a regular shower. It was like a play. I had a praise dancer. I performed.
Yeah, they set up for it. They are definitely set up.
It was nice. So I'm gonna have a one-woman show. No more hiding my pain.
Was that website called what'syourstrive.com?
That was it.
That was it?
That was it. Shout out to my brother Paul.
Man,
he's the editor of the book, but he was my CEO. I mean, my vice president, put like that. I was the CEO, but he was my vice president, and he was like my editor. And like that, man. Good times, Paul.
Oh, that's
good times.
What's up. So
go ahead. Well, I was just gonna ask, do you communicate with your Hispanic side pretty often?
Yeah.
So This is almost humor when I go here, but do you know if they watch the Super Bowl or at least the halftime part with Bad Bunny's participation?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
You supposed to be connecting with your dad soon because you said that earlier.
Yes.
Make sure you is he coming here? Or?
Yeah, he's coming out here.
Yeah, bring him on.
Dad.
Bring him on because I want to know. No.
My dad is a real Mexican man, y'all.
That's all right. That's what's
up. I want to know what Bad Bunny was saying in them lyrics.
I want to know too.
For me, it's not. For me, it's not about that. It's understanding their pride because listen, away from this. And away from music, I work in the paint business also, where there are, there's a whole lot of Hispanic community. I understand that they were genuinely happy to see, their heritage represented and so forth. But there were some people who just couldn't understand it.
Well, I haven't had those conversations with them about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
But stay tuned. I will. Maybe I should ask
bring
them.
them on. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to talk about something I have not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said, but having conversations with other people with the culture, they loved it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a flight attendant as well. So for Southwest.
Yeah.
But I'm a Southwest flight attendant, and I work with a lot of my Latinos and and they really did love that. So. Hey, it makes a lot of sense. They had their time definitely had their time to shine up there. So
no doubt.
So we're gonna twist it up on you, flight attendant. What's one of the most obnoxious things that you deal with when people are loading on the plane?
It's so petty too.
Let them have it.
It's so petty too, but it really grinds my gears. It's petty. I feel like one of the most it ain't too serious, but when I'm like serving drinks and I'm probably passing out a drink. Somebody try to give me some trash. See, nothing. Why are you trying to give me trash and I'm serving drinks? Let's wait till I come back with my bag, okay? I mean,
I got one for you. You may not be able to attest to this, but my son also cleans planes, a night job.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, yes.
We're finna have fun with this if you can just use your imagination. He says, for the most part, all the planes, as far as cleaning them, are fairly decent, fairly easy, except the planes coming from Atlanta. He said all the Atlanta planes are horrible. Horrible. And I'll just say, let your imagination run with it.
Now, that could, it depends, and that could be true. Now, for my company I work for, we are our cleaners. Okay. We don't have nobody coming on. Like we clean our own planes. Now that could be a true fact for sure, because depending on if that train is coming in at night and is terminating, that plane gonna be real filthy. I feel like for any airline. And it's so happening if they get in a lot of Atlanta or whatever the case may be, that plane's gonna be real filthy by the end of the night, because that terminator's gonna be like, nobody cares. Like, we're leaving now. We're not doing nothing right now at this moment. Once they let us know it's terminated, we're done.
He'd be like, Daddy, you find drawers and all types
of stuff. My God.
Is this for all airlines, or what's a specific airline they?
I have to
find out.
I mean, he works out there in Lambert. Yeah, I have to find out which one. But
they're all the planes then.
Yeah, it's just so funny. Whenever they get an ATL plane, he is texting me and be like, we got a damn plane from Atlanta.
Weak.
You posted something, I remember, a plane had crashed or whatever. It collided with a military helicopter. I don't want you to speak on your opinion on it. I think somebody might have had an opinion. Somebody else might have.
I got plenty of them.
But how does something like that happen?
It really shouldn't happen. How does something like that happen, Careless? But then I'm gonna say that. But me being the person that for years had my conspiracy theories, that when the files came out, I'm happy that I said what I said because it backed up a lot of the stuff that I said. I feel like that was planned. Now, for example,
for sure,
I hate that it happened. It had been that plane and that helicopter, but a lot of things are tallied off. A lot of things are supposed. I mean, come on, think about The Simpsons. That man was at the island. That's how he knew a lot of the events that was occurring. Not because he was a psychic. And I don't even want to go into that, but yeah. So I just feel like that was very unfortunate. I hate that happened because, lives were taken. But man, but
you know what it could have been?
Crazy.
It could have been. I don't know the whole story, but what kind of helicopter was it?
It was a military, wasn't it? Was it like a military or something?
Oh yeah, they were trying to go in and get rid of somebody, and no comms on, just go in and get it done, and they forgot the most important thing. Hey, you still need to pay attention to airspace.
Yeah, they said they were trying to trying to get their attention, and they weren't paying attention. So I be trying to keep a lot of my opinions to myself because, man, I've always got my own little things.
Yeah. These days it can affect your job too.
It really can. You have to be careful.
Yeah, speaking the truth will get you in trouble nowadays.
It sure can.
You got to follow the agenda. Wink, wink. Because if you don't, they'll sacrifice you.
Maybe this agenda is my agenda right here. So yeah.
Hiding my pain.
Yeah.
No more hiding my pain.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
All in one breath.
We want to be like Leslie O'Neal, right?
April O'Neal.
April O'Neal. Okay, my bad. Apologize.
I was getting ready to say Lisa O'Neal. I'm like, Lisa.
So if you could interview anyone, dead or alive, who would you interview?
I would interview.
I know.
Chris Brown.
That's not what I thought you was gonna say. Wow.
You said Chris Brown?
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
I will interview Chris Brown, and I'm going to interview Chris Brown. So when I do interview him, we can definitely come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris Brown, he give a feel like Michael, like kids that are growing up, they know who Michael Jackson are. He got talent. You know what I'm saying? He's been bashed, but he still pressed through. He still how the naysayers, you know what I mean? Chris Brown's talented. He's that legendary where for years and years to come, his greatness. He's just talented all over the board. I would love to sit down. It's crazy because I met him a few times in LA. But and keep it real, I'm gonna keep it real. I always liked Chris Brown, but it wasn't where I didn't become a super, super Chris Brown fan until like the X album. I was going through a breakup, was leaving Houston. I moved back from Houston to Long Beach. Instead of moving back to LA, I moved to Long Beach. But that album right there, spoke to me. And I'm like, dang, you done grew up, ain't you? I'm like, okay, Breezy.
Yeah.
But it was a good album. But he's very talented or whatnot. Beating the odds, you know what I'm saying? All the ones that say, you going to be this, you going to be that, but beating the odds, you know what I'm saying? You got to beat the odds. And you know what? My mother is gone, okay? But even when my mother was here, she was my number one fan. I've always been my own number one fan. Mm-hmm. The thing, to be a Chris Brown and who he is, he's his number one fan. Yeah. He don't care about the naysayers and the ones saying this and keep on bringing up his past. Mm-hmm. I even talk about that in one of my poems. It's called Hip Hop Assassinations. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And that was rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. And I just got into depths about how, it's the culture. They love it. I said, it's a shame how, you know what I'm saying, that you get bigger once you're gone. You know what I'm saying? We got to give you the flowers when you're gone. No, give out the flowers today. You know what I mean? And I talk about how just get into it. I don't want to talk about too much of it, but yeah, it was just saying the ones that 360 deliverance. You know what I mean? This boy been going on about his business many years or whatever they saying. A lot of the stuff be a lot of lies too. It's like clickbait. And so since the Rihanna stuff, that man, how many years ago was that? But they still like to bring it up. It's just you can't be delivered. You can't do good. Oh, all the good I've been, you still gonna try to bring this back up on me?
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I hate that. And I think it make it even worse because he is a man of color. You know, they try to make certain people look a certain way on the big screen. And that's just facts. And I just feel like, you know what? People shouldn't do that to nobody.
Right.
And that's regardless who you are. You could be lime green. I mean, regardless who you are, people shouldn't do that. People do grow. People do learn. You mean I can't have another chance?
Right. Right.
Yeah, you're right.
They use it as a tool to keep them
Exactly.
suppressed.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so Chris Brown, he can dance, he can sing. He's just talented to me.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
How comfortable
Oh, no, go ahead.
do you still go in the studio for any reasons at all?
Oh, it's crazy.
And I asked that with a second question in mind, but I'm gonna wait and hear what you say.
Well, it's crazy because before this last time I went to the studio, I hadn't been in the studio, and I don't think since like my kids, Steven had me in the studio recording. So I went into the studio about 2 years ago after my mama passed, or almost 3 years ago when my mom passed, and then going through what I was dealing with my kid's father. Shout out to Ching Santana. Because I went down to Murder Inc. Studios and I got an old friend and Ching Santana, and I went and recorded a song. And it's crazy because I never liked the way I sound in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Like by me being a spoken word artist, it's different when you on a stage. And so when the first time I went to the studio, which was years ago, I just never liked the way I sound. Like I was just like, it don't sound like it do on the stage where I can, maybe I'm in front of the people, but that studio version of Mossie spoken word I felt like it was completely different than being on a stage live saying my poems. And so when I went to the studio with Chink Santana out in have you ever heard of Chink Santana?
Yeah.
Irv Gotti, he did like a legendary producer with Murder Inc. Like he did everybody, Ashanti, Keisha Cole, I Should Have Cheated. They first album hits, he did that, and many more or whatnot. Just not to just to say the ones he owned, make it seem like those are the only ones. No, but that was the first time that recording where I was like, is this me?
Yeah.
Where I cried. Not just because what I was saying, because I was talking about my mom. I was breaking down, crashing out, talking about, kids, dad, talking about. But it was my first time where I was like, this is me? Like, how did you make me sound like that? I'm like, I had to be with one of the greats to sound like it. But yes, yeah. That one did it for me. That last one 2 years ago. I ain't been back since, but stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, I asked that for a reason. No more hiding my pain. Are you comfortable, whether you're doing the vocals or not, are you comfortable turning that into a song, taking that title, that one only, No More Hiding My Pain, and making a song?
Definitely. I am comfortable to take the title and make it into something, get into my artistry and be creative for sure. Yes. Give me ideas and stuff. Yeah, for sure I am.
That is what I do.
Yeah.
What was your favorite dish your mother made?
My favorite food my mama made. Oh my God. And see, like I try to tell people, like, I thought this was normal. Or no, it was just normal in our house. That I could walk in the house around like midnight and my mama cooking dinner.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Or I could be already in the house and my mama cooking dinner, and then they can come in there while I'm asleep because I've been waiting, and they be like, Whammy, wake up, the food ready. And let's say I didn't wake up, I'm waking up the next morning, man, like, why didn't nobody wake me up? And like, girl, we tried to wake you up, you wouldn't wake up. So one of my favorite meals that my mama cooked was my favorite food was my mama spaghetti and veal parmesan, but her spaghetti was fire. Like, oh my God, the spaghetti. So my mama used to live in Italy when she was in the military, and she really mastered that real Italian homemade sauce, the herbs and everything. She could really do her thing, but yeah, it was her spaghetti, and then I love her veal. For my birthday, I have veal, and I have her spaghetti, and then you on even though I lived out of town, on any given Friday, I used to tell my friends when I'm in LA, I'm like, watch, on Friday, I call my mama right now, ask her what she couldn't. They're like, what? Fish and spaghetti right now. Every Friday, she's frying fish and she's making spaghetti. If she don't make spaghetti, she got some coleslaw. Every Friday, they did that. Every Friday, and they'll be sitting back laughing like, yeah, you sure was right. I'm like, Mom, what you could? She's like, Women, you know I'm frying spaghetti over here. I mean, I said not frying spaghetti. That was funny. You know I'm frying fish over here. So, yeah, she was doing her thing.
Wow.
So I got to ask you, though, out west, on your West Coast family, was you eating a lot of, like, tacos?
Yes,
Like
I
that?
was. Oh, yes. My grandma could cook.
That's so racist.
My aunts.
Hey, me to say,
No, I mean,
me to say something else, but I don't know.
The way you said it. The way you said it. And even earlier, you were like, oh, what was it, like 20 people coming out of a van?
Yeah,
He
said
No, I said that. I said it was like a lot of cousins that came out of there. I felt, but remember, if you remember Antoine Fisher's dream, it was like everybody was there, and I felt like that it was I had a lot of cousins.
At least 40.
See?
It wasn't that many, but it was a lot of them.
Two of though, right?
He said 39, right?
It's a big family, and I love it. I felt the love. But the one thing about I didn't feel out of place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like I fit right in. Like it was just like it was a matter of time for me to be around them. You know how you could be around some people and you're like, oh, I feel out of place. I did not feel like that at all.
They got some great hospitality, man. That's what, man.
They do.
Being around
for sure.
They got some great hospitality.
Yeah.
When you're around good people, it don't matter, you know.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get great food, great energy.
Definitely.
Can't lose.
Definitely. For sure.
So we're going to wrap this up. It's been an hour. We appreciate your company. Go ahead and let everybody know where they can get your book, where at, and any social media links that you got for us.
All right. Y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in here with Grind It Up on the podcast. Y'all, gentlemen, was great. You can find my book right now on Amazon. No More Hiding My Pain, a memoir through poetry. My social media handle is IG BossyX618. Facebook Mossie Cason CEO. And that's pretty much it.
There you have it.
Is there a date? Is there a date yet for the one woman show?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I will keep y'all posted for sure.
Okay.
There you have it.
Until next time.
Until next time, make sure you get the book. It's out. Amazon. Let's go.
Grind it up, bitches.
Grind it up.
And go to Ko-fi.com/grindituppod for all the extra stuff that y'all not going to see when this closes, all right?
That's right.
Can you say something in Spanish?
Adios.
Run it up. We're chasing all the lights all day, every night. Hustle till we get it right. Aiming for the moon, shooting stars right by. Don't sleep, don't sign, gotta reach for the sky. Run it up. We're chasing all the lights all day, every night. Hustle till we get it right. Aiming for the moon, shooting stars right by. Don't sleep, don't sign, gotta reach for the sky.